Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, we have a fun episode. We're going to be reviewing Mary Jane and Black Cat #1. Another one of the dark web tie-ins. And there is some interesting things going on in this issue. Stick around. Mary Jane has superpowers. And I'm going to show you guys everything as usual. Before we get dived into that, I do want to let you know quickly about the 600 subscriber giveaway. When we hit 600 subscribers, we'll be giving this book away. It's a Marvel #1 variant. All you have to do is like the video, comment down below, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll give you a chance to win. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get dived in. As always, we're going to be going heavy into spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Mary Jane and Black Cat 1, that's your warning. Next up, we always shout out the creative team, because without the creative team, we wouldn't have a comic book, right guys? So on this one, we have the writer is Jed MacKay, the artist is Vincenzo Corrado, the colors are by Brian Reber, the letters by VC's Ariana Maher, and the cover by J. Scott Campbell. And so we start with this super awesome splash, or full page spread here of Black Cat. And in this particular book, we're already dived right into the action, right? Newspapers with teeth have come alive, and they are chasing the Black Cat. And the Black Cat is thinking, the best I can figure is that Ben Reilly, aka Chasm, has completely lost his mind and made all this happen. Even got his own redhead accomplice. What is it with these guys? All these demonic newspapers, but they're still just paper, and paper burns, and she starts lighting them all on fire. And then she kind of realizes that and this is interesting because we actually haven't gotten into Black Cat's head until now on this current arc, and so we get some reveals here, guys, where she really does like Peter again, right? And she's struggling with that. She knows that Peter would want MJ safe. And so she's on her way to go help MJ. But she's struggling because her and MJ have actually become really good friends. And during all this, she has told MJ already that, she won't go after Peter and that's over, right? But now that some of those feelings have rekindled and she really wants to get back together with Peter, she's kind of struggling with, how am I going to break this to MJ, right? So she's on her way to save MJ, goes straight to MJ's house, and shows up, and this is where the giant spoiler is. We see MJ, and she's got powers, and she's taken down all the, the pots and pans and kitchen appliances in her house that have come to life and are threatening her and her family. And then we notice that she kind of she takes care of all that. They're talking, right? And Black Cat's like, "You have superpowers. What the heck?" Right? And MJ kind of says, this has nothing to do with you and certainly nothing to do with him. And she, Black Cat replies, "Well, were you holding out on me when we scuffled with Tombstone in the Hood last year? Because superpowers would have been real helpful." And just then, Mary Jane gets picked up by a water tower that's come to life, right? And so, kind of oddly enough, Felicia, I guess she's an Avenger, right? So she's able to communicate with Iron Man and ask Iron Man if he can send him some assistance to Mary Jane Watson's house. He agrees and then hangs up on her because he's busy dealing with this mess as well. And then we go back to Mary Jane dealing with the water towers, and we kind of get a glimpse into what some of her new powers are. So she goes, "Okay, got to calm down. Got to spin for a new power. just got to reach out, feel the power, feel the energy, and then grab it and pull. And then we get this full page here of kind of like a slot machine above MJ, and she's there flying. Basically, she grabs a sword from this slot machine, right? And it's full of fiery power. I'll give you another panel here so you can see. And Felicia's just super impressed, right, with this display of MJ's superpowers. Now, at the end of it, she uses this fire sword that's come to take out the water tower, and she seems super strong while she's holding it too. Just saying. So that gets taken care of, and then Felicia, that's kind of like moved them away from where Mary Jane's house is. So Mary Jane's like, can you help me get back home real fast, right? Obviously Black Cat's, well, why don't you just use your own superpowers? And she's like, I don't want to explain that right now. She said that a couple times earlier too, that she just really doesn't want to explain anything, guys. Anything to do with why she isn't with Peter, what happened, how come she's married now, why she has kids, why she has superpowers. She doesn't want to explain none of it. And it's, yeah, I'll get to that at the end. I'll get to my thoughts at the end. So, kind of interestingly enough, as we're going through this, they're talking back and forth, and MJ's like, I trust you, Felicia. And, we get some inner monologuing from Felicia throughout this, with some back and forth where Felicia's really like, telling herself that she's just got to come out and say it. That, I like Peter again. And unfortunately, before she can do that, seemingly that's kind of distracted her. And so as she's swinging through the city, she ends up falling into a trap that's been set for them, and they are sent back to limbo, right? And yeah, go ahead. I'll go ahead and show it. So here we see them kind of falling through this trap, and then over here they're in limbo, right? And so MJ and Black Cat are stuck in limbo, and as you would guess, things come along and start fighting them. They're like, oh, you're in limbo now, we're gonna take you down. And so all right, they gotta fight these things, and Black Cat's like, you don't want to be here any more than you do, pal, MJ. And MJ's like, basically she'd kind of been saying that realizing that it's probably time to get a new power set, because it seems like her powers don't last very long, and then they kind of dissipate. So she rolls the dice again, and I want to show this so you can get another idea of what's going on here. So we get the rolls the dice isn't the rest, rolls her slot machine again. This time the skull is in the center, and she ends up with not the greatest powers from that. And she goes, well, the first Black Cat says, go on, show him your light sword or whatever. And MJ's like, about that, had some bad luck this time. I appear to have form of control over pudding. And as you can see, she is a big giant green glob of a person there. Not the greatest superpower in the world. You are now pudding girl. It made me laugh out loud. I kind of thought it was funny. So anyways, she has to fight like that. Black Cat is obviously super able to fight. So we get some action pages here. And then this guy shows up and says, I apologize for the reception, ladies. But because while pudding woman is a charming bonus, it's a thief that I require. And Belasco gets whatever it is that Belasco requires. Apologize, I don't recognize this character. But there is this new character here, Velasco, and he seems to want Black Cat's thieving skills for some reason. Not too sure on that one. And then it does say to be continued, so we do get an interesting backup story here where Black Cat steals Doctor Doom's mask, travels all through time, has all kinds of adventures and fun, and then shows up here at the end with the with the mask at basically what amounts to a poker table with some Fantastic Four members and other Avengers, and she tries to use the mask for clout in this poker game. Somebody picks it up and reads the back and is like, says it was made in Mexico, Felicia. And she goes, fine. She's, wow, Doom outsources? Fine, I fold. And also, additionally, wanted to show this really nice pinup here in the back of Black Cat and Mary Jane. So thoughts on Black Cat and Mary Jane? I heard this was an ongoing, and I'm wondering if that is where we're going to finally get some more answers as to what in the world is going on with Mary Jane. Oddly enough, I was kind of entertained by it, like hallowed grounds messing with Mary Jane's character, right? But sometimes you got to do new stuff to just change it up, and I'm kind of entertained by it. I like that her superpowers kind of terrible sometimes. That can be entertaining. That can be entertaining. I don't know. I had fun with this, and we also got some insight too into how Black Cat. It's interesting to have this kind of a dynamic going on where, in Amazing Spider-Man we are getting Peter Parker's inner monologue, and so we know from that in Peter Parker's inner monologue he likes the Black Cat. He'd really like to go on a date with the Black Cat, and that definitely is something that interests him, and he's sort of shy about it and doesn't know quite how to proceed. And I find it interesting to know that from Black Cat's perspective, she's also really interested in him again and wants to talk to him. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know. I had fun with this. There wasn't really a whole lot going on, and we got no answers. Just a lot of action, really. Just a bunch of action. Kind of a little bit of a setup, at least as far as that these two friends had or currently have the hots for the same guy, right? And how are these two girls who are like the best of friends? How are they gonna handle the truth when the truth finally comes out? And additionally to that, I am kind of invested in what's up with these powers. How did she get these powers? Because a lot of times, let's be real. If it's a really good reason why she got them, then not revealing how it all happened at first and just kind of jumping us into the story, how they've done with this particular Spider-Man run, it can be kind of fun because we don't know. However, they're playing with fate in that if at the end we find out that Mary Jane got her power, it's just a bad story, right? And the reasoning why her and Peter are not together anymore just doesn't make sense to you. That can really be a hard bridge to come back from. So let's hope they do have those answers. I'm gonna give Dark Web Mary Jane Black and Black Cat #1 a thumbs up. The art's super fantastic too, and we get this awesome J. Scott Campbell cover to go with it. All right, guys, that's what I have. Um, as always, see you guys next time, and have a great day.